Welcome back to Mike Ferry TV. My name is Tony Smith, coach and speaker for the Mike Ferry organization, and happy to be here on Mike Ferry TV. This is the week of January 27th. Okay, we are freshly back from the production retreat down in Palm Desert, California that we had last week. And I have to tell you, for those of you that were there, you know what I'm talking about. What a phenomenal event. Incredible time to spend with Mike, with all of the incredible top producing agents, with all the incredible agents that were there for us for the first time. Outstanding event. Okay. Sometimes I think that we don't appreciate the power of exposure to people with that kind of energy, that kind of production, that kind of business knowledge. It's invaluable. Okay. So for those of you that were there, thank you so much. I'm sure you took away a lot. For those of you that were not there, okay, this is our 50th anniversary year. You're not going to want to miss our Superstar Retreat in Las Vegas in July, okay? So I made some notes while I was there, and there was something that became really obvious to me again the last few days. And it's really obvious what traits that top producing agents tend to all have. So I made a little series of thoughts for you here if you do want to become a top producing agent, right? Now I'm going to come from the assumption that you have a desire to really become a top producer. So here's the topic: how top producers operate. Okay, the first thing I wrote down is top producers are not only influential, they are also persuasive. And you have to recognize when you see or when you are around top producers, you recognize that there's two sides of the coin. They're influential and they're persuasive. Now, what does persuasive mean? In my world, I think persuasive means the ability to adopt really strong sales skills. You know, listing presentation and have a really canned presentation. Having answers to the most common objections you receive. Prospecting skills of how to prospect on the phone and generate leads, right? Your ability to repeat and approve and all the techniques that we teach at MFO. So the first thing you want to ask yourself is, do I have the really persuasiveness of really good sales skills? And then the other side, that little hidden link for top producers being influential. And the way I think about it is, a person's presence gets people to say yes. Just their presence, you know, they have an air about them. They have a strength, a confidence. They look great. They walk tall. They have a strong handshake, great eye contact. You can tell they have knowledge about the business. Can you improve both your persuasiveness with sales skills, and can you improve your ability to be influential about people? All right. I would ask you to look at that if you want to be a top producer. The second thing I wrote down is top producers tend to be completely transparent. All right. And we saw a witness of this last week. You know, there's top producers and they're so transparent. They're willing to not only share the victories that they have, but they're also willing to share some of the setbacks, some of the challenges, some of the things that they're working on, their shortcomings, right? And they're in this fine space between, you know, really improving what I do well and recognizing what I don't do well and facing that too. Transparency. You know, it's like this. We believe that most successful real estate agents is really a series of what I would call well-managed breakdowns, right? They push, and then something breaks down. And they are transparent about it, okay? They tend to say what they mean and mean what they say, top producers, right? So there's a lot of that, what you would call hype or fluff, or maybe some of the inequities that we see in real estate all the time. Good top producers often move past that, all right? The third thing I wrote down is they do complete work. Top producers learn how to complete the task. You know, we live in an industry that has just mountains of what I would call uncompleted tasks. Here's an example. If you were to go through your office and look under every agent's desk, are there boxes of flyers that never got handed out? Are there boxes of business cards that never got put in clients' hands? Are there marketing materials that were never quite done, right? Are there prospecting sessions that don't quite get completed? Short on the contacts. Start a little project to get my database cleaned up and it just never gets finished. If you want to become a top producer, you have to really work hard at completing what you start, okay? I wrote down they are finishers, not just starters. They set up systems that guarantee completion. Remember, when you have a lot of loose ends, when things are unfinished, it takes up a lot of your mindset, a lot of that mental space that you have. Finish what you start. Remember, most people overpromise and underdeliver. Top producers learn to underpromise and overdeliver. It's a magical thing to be a finisher. Next, I wrote down, they don't allow themselves to be defeated for very long. Okay? It's not a matter in real estate if we're going to get knocked down. We're going to get knocked down. We're going to have failures. We're going to have setbacks. The difference with top producers is they don't stay defeated very long. They learn to pick themselves up right away, get back on the horse, get back in the game, shake off the loss or the setback, and go back to what they're doing, right? I put it like this. They don't stay resigned for very long, and they come up with this really strong contingency plan for how to recover from a setback. What's the contingency plan? If I lose 2 listings and all in the same week, right? Do I immediately go back to a prospecting routine that works for myself? Do I go revisit my business plan? Do I get back in a really grateful state of mind and jump back in? Do I rely on my mastermind groups and accountability partners to help me get back on track? Top producers do not stay down for long. How long do you stay down? Right? The other side of the coin is top producers tend to not celebrate their victories for too long either. They won't get paid a big commission check and then run around in circles and take a 10-day vacation and go out and play because of that big check. So when they get knocked down, they get right back up. When they win, they hurry up and get back in the game. Either way, they move forward. I've noticed that a lot, okay? I wrote this down. Most top producers design their business in advance in order to make it predictable. Do you have your 2025 business plan? I know that the incredible agents last week, the majority of them had their plan. Are you already separating from your plan, or are you sticking to it? A lot of the top producers will then have either a strong weekly mini plan every week. They'll have a strong monthly plan that they jump on and really focus on the month, or they might have a strong quarterly plan where they'll look at 90-day windows at a time. Top producers create a plan that's predictable to move forward. Agents that are not big producers tend to fly by the seat of their pants every day. So I would ask you, what challenges do you have with not only creating a plan, short and long term, and sticking with it? Do you have any challenges with that? And then the last thing I wrote down that I noticed last week in a big way was top producers are not afraid to ask for help. They don't look at doing it alone. They don't see themselves as lone wolves. They recognize that they need help. Help from other top producers, help from their coach, help from the Mike Ferry organization. And they're not afraid to say, how do you do that? How did you fix that? Help me with this. Help me understand. Do you try to do this all alone? Are you trying to be that lone ranger that just is all by yourself? Or are you asking for help? Okay. I was more convinced than ever last week that the Mike Ferry sales system, the Mike Ferry organization, Mike Ferry, all of our incredible great coaches, we have the answers. We can help. If you need help, ask your coach. If you don't have a coach, reach out to us and we can help. We want to help. We're really good at it. Okay. So I'm hoping you have a journey that's in front of you of becoming one of the top producing real estate salespeople here in North America. Let's get on that journey and move forward. Thanks for your time today.